Don't mind me, I've just been playing Hogwarts Legacy and I low-key made my character try to look something similar to Zatanna from DC Comics, don't judge me. Have you ever wondered how strong this 5th year is though? After all, the 5th year has something other professors don't even have, like ancient magic. The further in this video we go, you're going to see. Magic users or sorcerers, or beings that can use magic, have to be some of the toughest beings to fight against. They're ridiculously tricky, can do almost everything you can think of when it comes to different things they can do, and they are very hacksy most of the time, and they can do stuff to where even if you're stronger than them, that doesn't really matter because their muscle strength isn't what's relevant. A lot of the times they can do hacksy stuff to beat you. Your main character that you create in Hogwarts Legacy, the video game, yeah, I game by the way, is a very powerful wizard and is one of those characters that's gotten stronger throughout the year he was there, or he or she, whoever you created. The character you create can actually shrink beings and then step on them, or just blast you and explode you. Can do all the major elements like flame manipulation and blast you with flame, produce ice blast, can basically do telekinesis. What magic person can't use some type of telekinesis? Can levitate you, pull you down with force without even being near you. Gigantic spiders that are the size of humans. 5th year has the power to lift them up, has knowledge of unforgivable curses that he learned behind the scenes, like the killing curse, like Avada Kedavra. You know, the famous spell you see Voldemort use all the time. A blast that can basically one-shot you no matter how derpy you are if you have no resistance to magic or nothing, or you don't block with magic or shields or something. Can technically disappear and reappear in another spot, kind of on some teleportation type stuff. And we ain't even going to get on all the gear and potions these characters got, like a magical plant on top of it to stun you with loud screams. He can drink potions that make a literal thunderstorm cloud above his head to shock beings in his vicinity. He has his own plants that come alive to shoot turrets at opponents while he's battling. He can have more than one of them on the field to help him out fight. He can do some fantastic beasts and how to find them type of stuff. I'm talking about all manner of creatures. He can rescue, summon, feed them. When it comes to gear, he has something that can make, yeah, like that, and just summon his beast when he feels like it. Or even bigger beasts like this, for example, he had to fight at first to tame. He has a lot of ways to move around, maneuver, or even just fly like normal, like the broom. Broom flight is just common for sorcerer type beings, right? Has potions to where he can literally increase his durability to become like a literal solid rock. Yeah, looking like some magma and crap. You know you live in a magical world when you can eat something random and it'll just start making you float. Yeah. Or when you eat it, you just start breathing fire. Bruh. Imagine running into some food in the world and it makes you growl or change your voice. Wizards may lack durability, but why do they need durability when they can cast spells against stronger beings like trolls with a shield to deflect the big rocks or boulders back with energy projection? Their shielding seems to protect them from all manner of attack, like even flames from dragons. Counter spells like Finite, to where if you get hit with hacks or a spell, you can counter it. Another form of defense other than Protego, shielding, or with telekinesis, right? He even knows unforgivable curses to make beings that used to be bad and kind of control their mind to where they fight on his side. Spells like Revelio, to where he can technically fight beings that are invisible, or if you're out of sight, it will reveal where you at. He's a skilled wizard. He's not afraid to use multiple spells in conjunction with one another to get the advantage to pull you closer, levitate you, and juggle you if he has to. Even blade slashing type of spells to cut you. Even transmutation type spells to turn you to inanimate objects. Turning beings into inanimate objects, that's just something that the different wizards are taught in this school. Even beings that are his buddy can do stuff like this, or change the appearance of stuff. This 5th year student has even blasted and countered Avada Kedavra, the killing curse spell, even though they were grown adult wizards doing this, dark wizards, to show that he's built different. Yeah. Then you got those full body binding to where you just can't move. Main character from Hogwarts Legacy can do this. These binding spells are so powerful. You can even do it to big, gigantic spiders. This big, guys. Let that sink in. And here's a list of all the different spells, like literally. Invisibility, spell to make their own flashlight, and you can literally see him go invisible and make a light. a magical bag that put creatures in or rescue creatures. But how strong is the fifth year, aka the main character from Hogwarts Legacy? Let's get it. A good way to get an understanding of how strong this character is to get an understanding of how strong the wizards around him are, like the teachers, for example, one could say. Like your mentor throughout this game, Professor Fig, can blast this big drill out of the way like it's nothing, something that has to weigh over hundreds of tons. It's like a gigantic tank, guys, and they just blast it out of the way like nothing. Even without using unforgivable curses or hexy one-shot curses, they can still blast and beat to big trolls like this with normal spell blast power type stuff. This big, this also has to weigh over hundreds of tons. Professors have the power with magic to hold the weight up and lift it. Look how big it is. All that rock they can lift up. The fifth year has to be on their level or somewhere close because he seems to be a prodigy, considering that he can invoke magic that a lot of the professors can't, called ancient magic, to where his blast power is so crazy even without using unforgivable curses, we've seen him blast apart trolls with a blast like this. A good way to understand their might too is these trolls they have to fight that can do all of that to all that concrete with their blunt power. When it comes to the stuff they can create with their magical power, I mean, we are seeing him levitate a literal house here when you're trying to find out what house you want or something. Considering he has ancient magic that other professors don't have, on top of that, being able to obliterate trolls, this kind of adds up with all the stuff we've seen them do. Like, look, yeah. He knows fixing spells that can pretty much lift up all this debris and fix it. I know they do fire spells, but one could say the fire spells actually have blunt power behind it because you can blast apart all this debris just like that. The fifth year has spells that allow him to lift trees up out the roots. The heavy stuff these beings can lift, you can see how the professors effortlessly lift up stuff like this giant skull of a fantastic beast or creature. I would say it's a standard thing for these wizards to be able to lift up houses, along with the professors being able to do stuff like that or rebuild it at the same time. Look at the big stuff or rubble they can twirl around with repairing spells. Hey, even though it's repairing, they still have to lift it up with their magic to be able to do that. And that's what Professor Fig can do with weight. Gigantic pieces of rock like this, pieces that are way bigger than buildings, for sure. He has abilities to hold all of that weight. But it was indeed a struggle, so this could be close to the limit when it comes to how much they can live. Yeah, that big junk. Both of them working together helped fix it. Another idea of their blast power is that this place that was holding up a whole bunch of rubble, he's strong enough to blast apart the things that's holding it up. Just like that. That big old drill over there, yeah, all that debris, it was trying to make all that debris crush on it. One could say they have spells that kind of act on their own. Like, for example, spells that will unlock doors for them without them actually knowing how to unlock the door itself. The magic will figure out how to unlock the door itself. Just like how they don't know how to exactly fix this piece by piece, but their magic knows exactly where to put everything to fix it and lift it up in the process. Notice all that weight is, being moved. It's crazy. All this stuff together just proves they can lift over hundreds of tons or blast with hundreds of tons of blunt force alone. I don't want to get too math heavy, but based on that big boulder that we saw at the end of the game, one can argue they can even lift 1,000 tons based on how big that boulder was when it comes to their raw power output. I mean, think about it. How big do you think that boulder was? It's hard to really get a good angle on how big these boulders or rocks are. But this entire structure, one could say, could resemble the size of a mountain, one could say. But yeah, it's really hard to pinpoint. They was trying to fix. If we was to say that boulder was 1,000 tons that he was able to kind of support along with Professor Fig, that would be like lifting 100 elephants or the strength to lift up a cargo ship or something if we want to take that boulder weighing 1,000 tons seriously. But yeah, what do you guys think? Of course, there's no obviously confirmed weight for it, so this is all speculation apparently. Plus, I'm not no mathematician. Plus, I don't think you guys want to hear all that mathematic type stuff anyway. You know what I mean? But yeah, how much do you think these Hogwarts Legacy beings can blast or lift? He's got on one-on-one fights with big beasts like this, even as a fifth year. He's got jumped by a whole bunch of wizards at the same time when the dark wizard that was working with the evil goblin tried to gang up on him. The fifth year was able to handle himself against all of this mess, regardless of all of them trying to jump him. Actually lost to him, even though he used the spell Avada Kedavra, and his magic still overpowered him. And we're not going to ignore he got in a battle with this overpowered goblin being that got amped up more than beyond belief from an outside power source to help him get more powerful than ever. And the fifth year actually battled a being that can do this. This goblin got powered up like crazy. As you can see, powering up transformed to where even his visuals got drastically different to turn into a legit dragon being, goblin dragon being. This being known as Ranrock literally turned into a literal dragon. This goblin that had stole this secret power or whatever, the fifth year actually beat him to knock the power out of him, and the power itself was going crazy, and he had to use his magic to fix it, or one can say contain it himself. Well, all this power itself did end up getting contained back where it was supposed to, so everyone would be safe. But at the end of the day, all of this stuff could be just me. How strong do you think the fifth year is? Are you enjoying Hogwarts Legacy? Do you mess with the Harry Potter universe, the wizarding world? Do you mess with it, all this magical stuff? How strong do you think they are? But what do you guys think? How strong do you think the fifth year is? How strong do you think the wizards are in general in this universe? I just like how casual his professor just did that tank. I'm just saying. But before I get going, I gotta say thanks for the donations, guys. Respect the fifth year of Hogwarts. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.